Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of U.S. state quarter-dollar coins, as some of these coins are rare and can make you rich overnight. In this video, we are gonna uncover the rarest coins and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video. Top 1 today, we've got something really special. A coin that might be sitting unnoticed in your collection, your pocket, or even in an old change jar. We're talking about the United States Montana State quarter dollar from 2007. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be checking your quarters a whole lot more carefully. Now, at first glance, the Montana quarter looks like your typical 25-cent piece. But there's a secret hiding in some of these coins. Something that turns this ordinary quarter into an extremely rare and highly valuable collector's item. Let's take a journey into what makes the Montana State quarter so unique. And yes, we're talking about coins that have been sold for a jaw-dropping price. Stick with me, and you'll find out exactly how much. The Montana State quarter was released in 2007 as part of the U.S. Mint's legendary 50 State Quarters program. It features a powerful design. A skull of a bison above the state's motto, Big Sky Country. It's a bold symbol of Montana's rugged, natural beauty and its deep connection to the American frontier. But here's where things get really interesting. While millions of these quarters were struck and released into circulation, not all Montana quarters were created equal. Some have rare mint errors and die varieties that make them stand out in the eyes of collectors. And that's where the real value lies. One of the most sought-after versions of this coin includes striking errors, such as double die obverse, where parts of the image or text appear doubled due to a misalignment in the minting process. Off-center strikes, where the coin was not properly aligned during minting, leaving part of the design off the edge. Cut errors, a raised blob or extra metal caused by a damaged die, often near the rim or lettering. And even clipped planchets, where a piece of the coin is literally missing due to a cutting error before it was struck. Now, if you're a coin collector, your ears should be ringing by now. Because error coins like these are not just fun to find. They are incredibly valuable and rare. In fact, experienced collectors will pay top dollar to own one of these flawed beauties. Another factor that makes these coins even more desirable? Condition. If your Montana quarter is in mint state, especially graded MS 67 or higher, with no scratches, no discoloration, and sharp, crisp detail, then you're holding a gem. Combine that kind of condition with a rare error, and you've got a coin that can absolutely explode in value. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. There have been reports of a Montana 2007 quarter with a rare error and in top condition selling for as much as $79,000. Yes, you heard that right. A coin that originally had a face value of just 25 cents could be worth nearly 80 grand if it checks the right boxes. So, the next time you come across one of these quarters, don't just toss it into the vending machine. Take a closer look. You could be staring at a hidden treasure. Top 2, we're diving into the story of the United States Pennsylvania State Quarter, released in 1999, and why this seemingly ordinary piece of change could be hiding a secret worth thousands. So whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who's curious about the loose coins in their drawer, make sure you watch this closely, because by the end, you might be checking every quarter you come across. Now, let's rewind back to 1999, the year the U.S. Mint kicked off one of the most iconic coin programs in American history, the 50 State Quarters program. Pennsylvania, being the second state to join the Union, was the second quarter released in this historic series. The design is striking. On the reverse, you'll see the outline of the state, a statue symbolizing the Commonwealth, and the words virtue, liberty, independence. It's not just a piece of metal. It's a tribute to the birthplace of American democracy. But what makes this coin truly valuable isn't just its design or age. It's what went wrong. You see, during the minting process, mistakes sometimes happen. And for collectors, those mistakes are gold. Some of the Pennsylvania 1999 quarters have been found with rare mint errors that make them incredibly desirable. We're talking about things like double die errors, where parts of the coin's design appear duplicated, most often seen in the text or the date. Off-center strikes, where the image is noticeably shifted, creating a unique and eye-catching appearance. Die cracks and cuts, which leave raised metal lines or blobs on the coin due to a damaged die. Even missing clad layers, where the top layer of the coin is gone, revealing the copper core beneath. Now here's where it gets exciting. Not only are these errors visually fascinating, but they're extremely rare, especially when found on a first-year state quarter like the Pennsylvania 1999 edition, and the condition of the coin takes things to the next level. If you've got one of these error quarters in mint state, with a high-grade finish, no scratches, no wear, and sharp detail, then you're not just holding a cool coin. You're holding a collector's dream. Coins with both a rare error and exceptional condition are highly sought after in the numismatic world. Serious collectors will pay top dollar to add a gem like this to their collection. And now, the big reveal: one of these rare Pennsylvania 1999 quarters, featuring a significant mint error and graded in near-perfect condition, has been known to sell for as much as $77,000. That's right, from 25 cents to $77,000. So before you spend that quarter at the gas station or drop it into a vending machine, take a moment to check. Look for errors. Inspect the details. Because you never know, the change in your pocket might just change your life. Top 3, we're talking about a United States quarter from 2004, the Wisconsin State Quarter. And trust me, this one hides a secret that's made collectors go absolutely wild. Now, most people see a quarter and think, just another 25 cents. But coin collectors? We know better. Some quarters carry stories, hidden details, and sometimes rare errors that turn them into treasures. Let's talk about what makes the Wisconsin quarter so special. Released in 2004 as part of the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program, the Wisconsin design proudly features a cow, a wheel of cheese, and an ear of corn, celebrating the state's deep agricultural roots. It's a fun and fitting tribute to America's dairyland. But here's where things get very interesting. Shortly after the coin was released, collectors began to notice something strange. Some Wisconsin quarters had an extra leaf on the corn stalk. That's right, a tiny, almost unnoticeable addition. But in the world of numismatics, that tiny leaf changed everything. There are actually 2 major error varieties of this quarter. One has an extra leaf pointing down, the other has an extra leaf pointing up. These additional leaves weren't supposed to be there. Most likely, they were caused by die gouges or mistakes during the die preparation at the mint. And since they weren't part of the original design, these coins instantly became rare minting anomalies and incredibly desirable among collectors. Now here's the kicker. These error varieties are not evenly distributed. Most of them have been found in only a few states, making them regionally rare and even harder to track down in the wild. Combine that with their accidental nature, and you've got one of the most iconic and valuable error coins in modern U.S. minting history. And if you find one of these rare quarters in mint condition, meaning no scratches, full luster, and sharp details, especially if it's been graded highly by a professional service like PCGS or NGC, you're not just holding a collectible, you're holding a serious asset. Because in the right condition, with the right error, this little coin has been known to sell for as much as $76,000. Yes. From a coin you might find in your loose change, to $76,000 in value. So, next time you're handed a quarter, don't just toss it in your pocket. Turn it over. Look at the corn. Is there something unusual about it? Is there an extra leaf? That tiny detail could be the difference between 25 cents and a small fortune. Top 4, we're zeroing in on a very specific one. The United States Ohio State Quarter from 2002. This coin might look like just another part of the 50 State Quarter series, but in the world of coin collectors, some of these Ohio quarters are turning heads and selling for prices you won't believe. So before you dismiss the change rattling in your cup holder, hear this story out. Because that Ohio quarter, it could be worth far more than 25 cents. Let's start with the basics. The 2002 Ohio quarter features a design that pays tribute to one of the state's proudest achievements, its rich history in aviation. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll see a vintage astronaut suit, the Wright Flyer plane, and the words "Birthplace of Aviation Pioneers." It's a beautiful coin, but what makes it valuable isn't just the design. It's what went wrong during the minting process. You see, every now and then, an error slips through the careful hands of the U.S. Mint. And when it happens, that mistake doesn't devalue the coin. It makes it rare. It makes it special. And in some cases, it makes it extremely valuable. With the Ohio 2002 quarter, collectors have discovered a few notable errors and varieties that have driven demand sky-high. Let's talk about a few of them. First, we have double die errors, where parts of the design, like the lettering or the astronaut suit, appear to be duplicated or shadowed. These are dramatic and obvious to the trained eye, and highly collectible. Then there are off-center strikes, where the coin wasn't properly aligned when it was struck. That gives the design a shifted or partial look, making the coin unique. Some coins even show die cracks, raised lines on the coin caused by fractures in the minting die, creating textures and markings not seen on standard versions. And here's one of the most fascinating: missing clad layers. These coins appear discolored, often with a copper tone showing through, because the outer layer of nickel is partially or completely missing. Now, what really pushes the value up is the combination of these errors with a coin that's in mint state condition, meaning it has never been in circulation, has no visible wear, and maintains that original factory luster. Coins graded MS 66 or higher are considered top tier, and when paired with an error like the ones we just mentioned, the price can skyrocket. For collectors, these are more than just coins. They're puzzles, mysteries, and trophies all rolled into one. That's why rare Ohio quarters have become some of the most sought-after finds from the entire state quarter program. And now, let's talk numbers. One of these rare 2002 Ohio quarters, featuring a significant error and preserved in pristine mint condition, has been known to sell for as much as $74,000. Yes, you heard that right. From pocket change to $74,000. The next time you're handed a quarter, pause. Flip it over. Is it from Ohio? Look at the astronaut, the plane, the text. Do you see anything unusual? Because if you do, you might be holding something far more valuable than you ever expected. Top 5. We're diving deep into the mystery, rarity, and hidden value behind this one incredible quarter. And you won't believe how much it's actually worth until you hear the full story. Let's begin with the basics. In 2005, as part of the legendary 50 state quarters program, the U.S. Mint released the West Virginia quarter. This design pays tribute to the Mountain State's breathtaking landscape, featuring the New River Gorge Bridge, one of the highest and longest steel arch bridges in the world. It's a stunning coin, beautifully detailed, with rolling hills and the iconic bridge spanning across the back. But as you know by now, it's not just about looks. What makes a coin valuable, truly valuable, is a combination of rarity, condition, and most importantly, errors. Yes, errors. Those little flaws that the mint never intended, but collectors absolutely love. Now, let's talk about what makes the West Virginia quarter so special to coin hunters. A small number of these 2005 quarters were struck with minting errors that turned them into rare collectibles overnight. These include double die obverse errors, where the date or lettering appears doubled, giving a shadowed or ghosted look. Off-center strikes, where the entire design is misaligned, making part of the coin's image or text appear pushed to the edge, or even missing. Die breaks and die chips, which result in raised blobs or lines on the coin, sometimes making it look like extra features are popping out of the design. And perhaps most famously, clad layer errors, where the top nickel layer is missing and the coin appears copper-toned or patchy, revealing its raw metal underneath. These are not just quirks, they're golden tickets in the numismatic world. But here's the real kicker. It's not just the presence of an error that makes the coin valuable. It's also the condition. If a West Virginia quarter with one of these rare errors is found in mint state condition, sharp detail, no scratches, no wear, full original luster, its value doesn't just climb, it skyrockets. Coins graded MS 66, MS 67, or higher are considered nearly perfect and are incredibly rare to find, especially when combined with one of the errors we just mentioned. That's why collectors are constantly searching for these hidden gems. They're not just adding coins to their collection. They're adding history, rarity, and in some cases, serious money. Now, the moment you've been waiting for. A 2005 West Virginia state quarter, featuring a rare minting error and preserved in exceptional uncirculated condition, has been known to sell for as much as $72,000. Yes, $72,000 for a coin that once had a face value of just 25 cents. Before you spend that change or roll your quarters for the bank, take one last look. You might just have a small fortune hiding in plain sight. If you found this video exciting and want to learn more about the rare coins that could be sitting unnoticed in your own collection, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. There are treasures out there, and I'm here to help you find them. Until next time, happy collecting. And remember, sometimes the most ordinary coin holds the most extraordinary value.